Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Rachel. Today we're going to talk about how to get you into literally any school that you want to go to in the US. For college, for university, for undergrad, for grad. Honestly, I think this application process for undergraduate degree and master degree is quite different because for master, you kind of already know the area of that you're going to pursue. While if you're applying for undergrad degree, that a lot of people kind of like still debating, still testing out the water, still didn't really quite know where they're gonna do for potential career. So if you are wondering about how you can get into really good grad school, like the dream school of yours, keep watching. So after graduating from undergrad, I went to the U, which is a public school. A lot of people kind of got discouraged by having a background in a university that wasn't really famous or not an Ivy League. I didn't went to Ivy League for my undergrad. I think one thing that's really important is you get to utilize all of the resources in your undergrad to help you get to where you want to be, like Ivy League ready. But I don't really like that term. But what I meant by Ivy League ready, that you're ready for the knowledge that a different school is ready to provide for you. So we're going to talk about mindset in a little bit because I really think mindset is something that's really important for whoever really wants to achieve anything in life. First, you really need to know your program. For graduate school, most of the case that you already know what you want to do. Myself as an example, I really wanted to do something that's in the topic of mental health, schooling. I love working in a school setting, so all of the programs that all applied for is counseling, mental health counseling, or school counseling, or counseling education. Like everything is very similar. Literally go through every university's official website. I think you should be very careful of what some agency tell you about some schools are looking for. Some people, find an agency to apply to school for them, especially people who have other responsibilities. I really think it's a personal choice. I didn't because I didn't have the resource. It cost money. You really should just go to the official websites of each schools. They should have all the information that you need to know. Pay attention to the deadline and what are the material that's needed. Just pay attention to the website, go through them. Actually, don't hesitate to coming back for the websites from time to time. You want to see if this program actually is providing what you're looking for. And some smaller school might have better program than the bigger school. Do not limit your imagination, but make sure that you're really individualized your application essay. You don't want the admission officer to read your application essay and think, yeah, this person probably sent this exact same application essay to all of the school. Next, you have to stand out. There are different elements of which can make you stand out, but make sure that you didn't just send exact same application essay to all of the school. Trust me, the admission office, they read like thousands of essays during the application season. They have thousands and hundreds of essays they have to go through. If it's the same, if it's somebody else written it for you, if it's generated by an AI, I don't know, they will know. They really will know. One thing that can help your essay stand out is mention something that's special about the school that you're applying for. I remember when I was writing my application essay for my undergrad degree, I wrote about the U of M. Goldie Gopher is its like lucky animal and the thing about the school, and they have a really famous bridge connecting from the East Campus and the West Bank campus, and it's called the Washington Bridge. And they have a very specific special festival every single year prior to COVID. They have different student club paint each panel on the bridge that helps promote different variety of clubs. I saw that in their website because this is one thing that you can learn about the unique information from each school is that you go through your website, you look at their past activities and their announcement and their fun things going on, and then you imagine yourself doing so, and you can talk about it, how excited you are going into school doing those activities, that how your idea and your insights and your elements fit so well with those activity and the culture of the school. You can talk about it. So what I said is like I was a huge fan of Harry Potter, and there's a club called Harry Potter Literature Club. I said in my application essay, I was like, I can't wait to join the Harry Potter Literature Club and paint it on the Washington Street. One of my passion is to study Harry Potter. It's kind of weird. So on the freshman year and sophomore year, 2 years prior to COVID, I was the person for the club that draw the panel for the whole club. And I'm sure it makes an impression to the admission office. So the next one, I want to talk a little bit about the recommendation letters. My point about recommendation letters is that you do not necessarily need to ask those people who seems powerful, you know? Especially for Ivy League, I feel like a lot of people thinking about, oh, if I'm applying for Ivy League school, if I'm applying for Harvard or schools that are like prestigious, maybe I should ask some like a governor, people in politics. If you have that kind of resources, like by all means go for it, like bless my heart. For most of us, like I don't have access to CEOs of company or people who are in charge of politics at this point. What I'm trying to say is don't let that holding you back. But if your major in your areas of studies, it's actually those majors related, like politically related, social change, then please use all the resources that you have. Don't hesitate to send cold letters. But I would be cautious about who you're sending cold letters to. What is a good time of sending cold letters? Please don't do it right before you have to submit your application. If you are planning to apply for grad school, and you have a very specific person that you would like them to write you a recommendation letter, plan way ahead. Like write them a cold email, like I would say 2 years ahead. Plan as early as possible. If you really wanted to know someone just for a recommendation letter, the chances are pretty low. So I wanted to use resources that you have around you in your daily life. It's required to have 3 recommendation people to write your 3 distinct letters. I have my boss who I worked for, who's a PhD since freshman year. So by this point, I already know her for 5th year. And I asked her, saying if you could write me a recommendation letter, and she gladly said absolutely. I think that really turns out well because first of all, she already know me for 5 years. That's a very long-term period of time. When you're submitting your recommender, your reference on the portal, there's a question asking, how long have you known these people? It would be weird if you only know these people for like 2 weeks or 2 months and they agree to write you a perfect, marvelous recommendation letter. Find someone that you already know for a while, that you worked with, who knows you well academically or professionally. That way that makes their word to be credential and believable. And my second reference is my professor, which I has just had this profound relationship with since sophomore year. And after graduation, I still did some of the theatrical work with her and joined her theater company. And she have seen me as an educator, as an artist, as a healer, has been my academic supervisor for my capstone project. She also knows me through different lenses. My third one, she's actually just a normal teacher. She's great, and I didn't really know her for that long. I know her for 1 year at that point. We worked in the same school, same building, same classroom. So literally I see her every single day. So some people might have questions saying, okay, so I guess a normal teacher may not have that much of weight in their words than I guess a governor or a principal. The reason that I choose this my third reference is because first of all, I spend literally every single day with her in my classroom, and this is in my first job ever. So after graduation, I worked in a non-profit charter school, special education school as a paraprofessional. So this teacher is the lead teacher in our classroom. She's been there from day one, been through so much together with our kids and our study plan. And I was her one and only paraprofessional for our 7 kids together. If you think about all 3 of my reference, one common thing is all 3 of them knows me very well. They know me, how resilient I am. They know my good quality as a student. They see my potential in potential academic career, and they know that I will be successful if I got into any of the graduate school program. So yeah, please don't be afraid to pick someone that you know in your life who have known you for a while and know you well. Please note, none of the family member, none of your friends can be included in those reference. The admission office have make that very clear. No family member or friends can be allowed. So the last thing that we just talked about is, I really wanted to point it out, it's the mindset. It's the mindset. It's the mind. Everything happened in your mind. You might not believe this when I tell you, about 7 or 8 months ago, I have this very vivid image of Harvard right here when I was meditating. And it was an intentional implementation where I was visioning where I am heading to, which grad school, which grad program that I want to go to, and I wanted to go to Harvard so bad. I started to feel like I have already walked in through that door as a Harvard student. Pick your goal and be very specific and clear about your goal. It's not like, okay, I pick a goal that I can never succeed, I can never touch it. It's like you pick a goal that's within reasonable realm. About a year ago, I started to visioning myself as a grad student, as a Harvard grad student already. When the news came that I actually got in, of course I'm excited, but also another part of me is like, yeah, that makes sense. The reason I'm talking about it is I don't want you to think like, okay, I'm gonna pick a thing and then don't do anything and then just be lazy and just stay in this low energy environment all day. That's not going to be helpful. If you really want to get in your dream school, live like you're already in your dream school. What would be your peers like? What would be your dorms like? What would you do if you're already a student in your dream school? Would you wake up at noon and do nothing, be on your phone all day, or I don't know, higher standard of your life and study habits and all that? It's like if you wanted to get into the thing that you really want in your life, if you want it to be a better place in your life, you have to condition your mind to be up here. Right now you're here, but you want to meet people who are here. You need to actually change your behavior, change what you're thinking, and elevate your energy level to here. See? How do you do that? One thing that helps me is manifestation and meditation. You have to cleanse your mind fully before you can inserting another kind of ideology. Right now it's so prevalent that technology is everywhere, and those short videos are just, I hate to say it, but detrimental for people's mind, people's brain, people's focus span, everything. We have to be conscious of cutting things off. I don't want to go deeper into that because there are definitely a huge scientific support behind that's like evolving, and people actually start to noticing how bad it is that scrolling on your phone 3 hours days has effect on your brain and your long-term mental health. If you want to go to better school, stop scrolling your phone, because it is really bad for your memory. It's really bad for your memory span. It's really bad for your brain to do long-term work that requires some focus. Please don't do it. So what are some positive and high frequency, high energy habits that you can have? Things we can do is we need to move our body. You really need to drink a lot of water. I journal. I really just write down whatever it's in my head. It doesn't even need to be a full sentence. What is really matters is you need to get it out. It can be a creative outlets. You can use your music, use your dance, get your body active. That will get your mind kind of like get it going as well. I think I talk about it in many other of my videos that everything is about your mindset. I talked about mindsets in adjusting to change, in interacting with different cultures, and how use our mindsets of getting us into different spaces. Mindset is very, very important. I would love to share more and talk more about mindsets and how that is helping me get to where I am today as a student and just as a human being. We all have areas of growth, and this is just a journey. Good luck with whoever is applying for school. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. See you next time. Bye.